Your CPU processors is honestly one of the main factors on why you have so much input lag and one of the biggest reasons on why your PC can't go at its maximum potential. And don't you worry, in this video I'll be showing all of you how to get the lowest CPU processors you possibly can, and I'm not gonna lie, mostly right now you're probably playing around 200 to 250, but at the end of this video I assure you you'll be playing around 100, which is at that ideal range of the lowest delay possible. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna get straight into it today. The first thing I want you to do, be on your desktop just like so, right click on the bottom, go on to Task Manager, at the top right here go on to Performance, CPU right here. This is where you're actually going to be able to see your CPU processors. Now I want all of you to comment down below what you're starting your processors at. Let's see who has the most processors. Obviously it's a bad thing to have the highest amount. Obviously most of you are going to have 200 to 250. We'll get that sorted for you guys. I'm on 122 with multiple apps open, and I'm also recording my literal screen right now, so obviously mine's a tiny bit too high right now as well. And now the first tweak that we're going to do, obviously quite a basic tweak, but all of you guys need to do it. Head over to startup right here. Now all of the apps right here, status needs to be disabled. We can see one right here that's enabled, G-Hub. Literally we can go ahead and disable that. Now obviously once we disable it, this means on these apps they will not start up right when you turn your PC on. If these are enabled, for example Crosshair X is enabled, right when I turn my PC on it will literally start up. And you might be thinking, Jinxie, there's nothing wrong with that surely. Boys, these in the background of your PC, they add up. For example, EA, Crosshair X, G-Hub, Google Chrome, all on the background. That is easily so many processors that you just don't need to have. Of course, you can start up right when you load your PC up, just as long as you know it's on in the background, that's completely fine. But everything else, honestly, just literally disable it. Once you have done that, now it's time for the boring part, the services. Now what you want to do, head over to services right here. Open services. Once you've opened service, you'll be literally greeted to this page. Now I'll be showing you a couple services to disable, not all of them as I've made multiple videos on this before, but most of the main ones you should be disabling to make sure you get the lowest processors. So first thing you want to do, look right here, and the first one is connected user experiences and telemetry. Make sure that one's disabled. To actually disable the service, by the way, I'll just be saying this one, so don't worry, I won't be saying this every single time, just for people that don't know how to disable it. Right click when you're highlighting it, go on to properties. Once you're on properties, go on to starter type and literally make sure it's disabled. If the server status is ongoing, make sure you click stop first, just like so. Obviously I can't do it, but you click stop, then you want to starter type, then you disable it, and then you press apply and go okay. Just like that for every single one. When I say, oh, disable this one, disable that one, do those exact steps that I'm doing. Now these are the most pointless services, by the way. All of you guys can disable this one. Obviously I've said in the past if I'll let you know if you should or shouldn't. These ones are literally completely useless. You don't need to have these on in the background of your PC. Next one you want to disable is right here, diagnostic execution service. Make sure that one's disabled. Now we're going on to the next one, diagnostic service host, diagnostic system host, diag blocking service. Obviously you can tell a pattern right here. All of the diagnostics ones we don't want on, except the one obviously diagnostic policy service, that has to be on automatic. But all of these other ones that I've disabled, I really do recommend you guys disabling as well. Now if we just head down a little bit more, literally until we just see it right here, net TCP port sharing service, you can disable that one. Net logon, you can also disable that one. These two, easily disabled. Just like these boys, these are in the background of your PC. Look how many there are. It is genuinely crazy. So make sure you're disabling the ones that I also say to disable. Now, the most important in my opinion is obviously the Xbox Accessory Manager, Xbox Live Authenticator Manager, Xbox Live Game Save, Xbox Live Network Service. These are the Xbox apps. Now, I do not recommend any of you guys to be using Xbox or Xbox Game Bar or anything like that. Do not click with Xbox either. Now, I'll give you a solution to it in just 1 second, but I'll explain why it's super bad, because this is literally constantly running your PC. These four right here honestly get you so many services. It's literally about 10 each. So 10, 20, 30, 40 services just from the Xbox ones. They are absolutely terrible for your PC. I can't say it enough. And obviously if you are using Game Bar to clip your stuff, I'll quickly close this just like so. What you should be using 100% is GeForce Experience. Now this is the best way to clip stuff. Why? Because this one uses like 1 or 2 services compared to Xbox's 40. I really recommend most of you guys have to be using GeForce Experience, not Game Bar. So once you have disabled those just like so, then we can go on to our next one. And for this next one, it's still a topic about the Xbox Game Bar, making sure we do not have any of it on our PC. So what we want to do on the service is literally, we can close that now, you don't have to save or anything like that. Literally head over to the search bar this time search Game Bar. Once Game Bar settings. Once this pops up, you want to be on this page right here. Make sure Game Bar is off. Remember, like I said, you don't have to be using it. I'm not going to be saying it too much anymore. Just make sure you're not using Game Bar. Captures as well, make sure this is off right here, or if there's no button like me, just don't click anything obviously, but make sure Game Bar is off. Now game mode. Now this is a setting I have to quickly go over with you guys. Game mode. When game mode is on, Windows optimizes your PC for play. Well boys, I know this is going to sound crazy, but this is in only some situations. Game mode puts some strain on your CPU. Now that is completely fine, it doesn't matter at all. That's what the CPU is pretty much made for, unless you have an older model CPU. So for example, a Ryzen 3 or a Ryzen 5, game mode actually could contradict itself and not do it at what it's told. It's literally putting more strain than it's actually giving you better delay on your PC. So if you have a Ryzen 3 or a Ryzen 5, you can actually turn game mode off and it should technically be better. If you have a good CPU like a Ryzen 7 or a Ryzen 9, you can literally keep this on. That is completely fine. So for me, I have a Ryzen 7. When I had the Ryzen 5 about a couple of months ago, I had this off and genuinely my PC ran so much better. Now obviously you guys don't have to trust me, but just give it a go. All you have to do to literally enable it, I'm pretty sure, is just restarting your PC. So once you do that, literally load up Fortnite, any other game you want to download, just see what the delay's like, and I'm sure it will be much better. So just do what I said right there. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments as well. Now we can go on to our next one as well. Now for this last one, we're going to be making sure all of your CPU processors are actually working, resulting in, obviously we go on to performance, your processors actually being lower, because there's obviously more processors on your CPU to bring these down. So to make sure we can do this, head over to the search bar, search system configuration, pop up system configuration, it'll be booted like this. Now there'll be 3 startup selections: normal, diagnostic and selective. What we want to do is use selective. Obviously from this we're not going to be using the normal one, and what you want to tick: load system services, load startup items, use original boot configuration. Once you've done that, press apply, press OK, go on to boot the second one across. Now timeout. This is not even the main tweak, but this is still super important. You can pick a timeout between 0 and 5 seconds. Do not go above 5 seconds, there's literally no point. Most of you may already have like 43 seconds right here. Literally cancel that. Now I'll explain to you what timeout you should pick. If you have a NASA PC, the best of the best PC, click on to 0 seconds. If yours not the best, a tiny bit worse than the best, click on 1 second. Obviously so on and so on. If you have the worst PC, go on to 5 seconds. If you have an average PC, go on to 3 seconds. Like me, I have a quite average PC, go on to 3 seconds. Once you do that, press apply, press OK. If you're not sure about your timeout, comment down below what your PC specs are, like your graphics card and your CPU, and I'll try to get back to most of you saying what your timeout should be. Once you go do this, we'll go on to the actual main tweak of this part, advanced options. Right here, this has to be ticked, number of processors, and if it's on 1, boys, you need to crank that up to the maximum amount, 16. Obviously this is literally just common sense. 16 is going to be 16 times faster than 1 processor, so make sure you click the maximum amount just like so. Once you've done that, just like so, press apply and OK. One more time, apply there and OK there. Now once we're done with this tweak, we are done with this video, boys. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you're still watching throughout till the end, and if this did work for you guys, please do leave a like on this video, as it means so much, and most importantly, do subscribe. Boys, I'll see you guys further on this week.